Performing death-defying acts is nothing new to TV, but there's always a chance that something could go wrong.
Izzy won?
This is exactly what happened to
Izzy.
73-year-old Carl Wallenda on March 22nd, 1978. While walking a wire and with live television broadcasts covering the act, the world watched in horror as he fell 100 feet to his death. He landed on a taxi and bounced onto the pavement. Wallenda wasn't new to walking on a tightrope and already had built a great reputation as a daredevil in doing similar stunts. The German-born performer was raised in a circus family and started learning stunts as a young child. By the time he was in his teens, in 1922, he started the Flying Wallendas, a group that did the traveling balancing act. The group consisted of Herman, his brother, Helen Kreis, his girlfriend, later his wife, and Joseph Geiger, a friend from school. All these individuals had circus training. They toured Europe a lot in their earlier years, garnering a reputation that had them even referred to as the Great Wallendas. They specialized in walking tightropes, high-wire bicycling, and the four-man pyramid act. They eventually moved to America under the wing of John Ringling, an American circus entrepreneur. Their debut in the US was at Madison Square Garden in New York City, where they got a standing ovation. They got so famous so quickly that Wallenda's reputation preceded him. One of their most memorable acts was a death-defying 7-person, 3-tier pyramid tightrope walk, with the highest person balancing on a chair. Their success was, however, not riddled with danger. Before Carl Wallenda's deadly fall, the crew had witnessed a...
Ringling was well known for all of the animals they used. They'd abuse the fuck out of them. They'd beat the shit out of all their animals. You guys don't remember that? They were the circus that made the animal acts, like, famous. They're shut down now, though. They shut them down, like, 3 or 4 years ago, I think. Somewhere in that ballpark. They've been shut down for a little bit now. Well, even before they were shut down, they had fallen into so much controversy over beating their animals, but they eventually phased out the animals in order to comply with the abuse complaints, but then they couldn't maintain any kind of profitability, so they kind of fizzled out. Here, let me see, when was it? Oh my god, they relaunched last year? What? Wait, no way. And also, I was wrong. It was only 2 years ago. October 21st of 2021. I forgot the date there, the most important part. It was 2021. Oh, wait, nope. That's when they made a statement. They were on May 7th, 2017. They gave their last performance before shutting down. But then in 2021, they announced that they're going to be relaunching in 2023 without animal performances. Circuses don't need animals. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Cirque du Soleil is an incredible group, and all of theirs is human performers doing crazy stunts and shit. They even mix in, like, stories.
Other deaths. For example, in 1962, at the Shrine Circus in Detroit, the 7-person pyramid collapsed after the frontman
just not
wavered.
A traditional
3 of the crew
circus.
died. Wallenda's son-in-law, tightrope partner, and nephew. Wallenda's son got paralyzed from the waist down, while the niece had a serious head injury. Just a year later, Wallenda's sister-in-law fell to her death from a tightrope. Also, just a few years later, another son-in-law died from electrocution after grabbing a live wire while doing a stunt. It seems all these deaths were seen as less compared to the success he got. For example, setting the world high wire record by walking 1,800 feet across Kings Island. He also did a high wire walk across the Tallulah Gorge. On the day he fell to his death, he was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, for a performance to attract his audience to the Pan American Circus performance that he was to do with his 17-year-old granddaughter, Rita. The stunt was held at beachfront hotels, where a 750-foot-long cable was strung between Flamboyant Hotel and Condado Plaza Hotel. About halfway through the wire, he struggled against high winds and started teetering. This lasted for about 30 seconds before he fell. A local news crew, San Juan Star, was recording the performance for broadcast. Jane Baird, the reporter, said that around the midpoint, the wire was, quote, dancing underneath him. Members of his crew who were holding the guide wires yelled at him to sit, Poppy, sit, but as he tried to squat, he was blown off the wire. His death was attributed to multiple fractures and traumas. This, however, wasn't the end of his legacy, since his great-grandson, Nick Wallenda, kept performing insane stunts and even went back to the same location where Wallenda died just to do the same act and successfully complete it.
And smarter. Nick Wallenda's the guy who did the, was it the Grand Canyon? I think so. The Grand Canyon wire walk. He has safety equipment.